Well, thank you for joining me. Another video of the DKS group. So this is a quick roundup of what we've been up to this week, what we're going to do next week, and who we've been helping. Creating solutions to improve you and your business. So let's jump straight in. Obviously, apologies for the background. You can see the little hound and the big machine having a new driveway, more storage and more space. Obviously, the grass has got laid, you can see over there, but still got a lot to level out. But anyway, so let's start with my favourite. We've been out in the sports world this week. Absolutely amazing. Most of the sports were back on, and other than spectators, we've got the British final of the Speedway over in Ipswich. The British champion, our good friend, is now commentating. Scotty Nichols will be on Sky talking about that. We've got our own little Speedway superstar, Kyle Bickley. We're now working on his 2021 proposal. So if you want to get involved in that, please do, because obviously the young man, not only is he a world youth and junior champion, we think that he will be world champion in the adult ranks as well. So worth having a look. I'll put his link in the bottom. So staying with sport, who else can we tell you about? Well, at the end of the day, the British Touring Cars is on, so our good friend Bobby Thompson, driving for Team Hard. Obviously now we're working on sponsors for 2021. Local lad here in Ipswich, Jake Nichols. Most people know his father's machines, the trucks, the big True 7 company, but Jake is still fully supported by Honda, and we know will make the podium very shortly. Missed out on a British Championship title the other year through to an injury, but another one to watch. We've got a little young lady in the mini challenge, so supporting the British Touring Cars, Sambola Little, fiery redhead from up in the north. Family deal with transport and logistics. She races the minis very, very competitively, very hard, rubbings racing as they say. But she's been on the podium many times, so she is certainly one to watch. We've got a good friend, one of our super vets in the British cross-country cycling. Myself and a few others are this weekend out at selected clay shooting competitions before obviously the game season. So we've got regional competitions, Essex, Suffolk and Norfolk and the East Anglian, and we're away next weekend for an international, as long as we can work out this social bubble. So for most of our sports athletes, it's about planning for next year, getting the sponsorship, getting the business partners. So for us, we work both sides of the fence, as you know. Not only do we work with our own athletes, we also work with businesses looking to invest into those sports. Now, like we've said before, you might be able to, £4,000 or £5,000 will get you somewhere with an athlete, and that will get you there all year. And it talks about the brand, the image, the customer, the fan engagement. So think about this with your marketing and advertising budgets. There's a lot more people online, there's a lot more people going to sport. So us as DKS Sport can help your portfolio, help you put your money where it's needed, and also where you're going to get a better return on investment. So talking of that slightly business side, let's jump into business BD, the DKS BD. Now I put a little video up of my interpretation of business development. Now the BD's been quite busy this week, working with a couple of clients. One, a new start. They've coming out of lockdown and they've gone, this is what I want to do. So we've been working with their brand, their image, working out what they're going to do. We've brought in another coaching consultant who's working with their social media and with all their IT. So that's been really, really good this year. Been looking over, that year will be good for growth. And I think everybody that's coming out of lockdown with a positive mindset has worked out either a second, a third or a fourth way of bringing an income in. Those that have sat still have stagnated. There's been a flow, and I think there'll be more millionaires made in this situation than there will have ever been. Now, working from that, we have been busy ourselves. We've got new things happening, new things developing. We're working with a spa, they're now back open. We've got a lovely garden centre that we're helping with their brand and their image, and again working how to maximise the route through the store. If you remember, some time back I put a video about the way the customer experience, the customer engagement. We did a little bit of a mystery shop, working our way through the store to see what was going to feel good, look good and sound good, and was it going to work with the COVID restrictions. So that's all been going on, so that has been really good. So let's touch on the coaching side. Now, we talked about mindset. We've had a couple of clients come to us. One we're working with tomorrow, a sporting client. And we've got some psychologists, some NLP practitioners. So it's not just me and the DKS team. We bring in other people in their specialist field. And you know, we created a little mindset riffy: ready, image, focus, execution and evaluation. And that was a quick one that we were using with other people to try and get them there. And that's been picked up by a couple of shooters, a footballer, a rugby player, and even some of our equestrian connections are using that before they go into the arena. So for us, coaching, taking you from where you are to where you want to be. So as much as we've worked with some really great stuff, we've also worked with people this week that are struggling. And I'm going to say struggling, I don't like to be negative. They've dropped down a few levels and we're having to sit there and listen. And you notice I put a little thing up about Piglet sitting next to Pooh Bear. Sometimes you've got to sit and listen, and as coaches we understand that. We've got to have an empathy with our clients, understand what they're going through. We might not know it, but we've got to try and understand it to lift them up. And we always work, and obviously with me personally, going from where you are to where you want to be, you've got to take that step back and breathe. And we've had a couple of lovely clients this week that we've hopefully got them on the journey. We've listened, we've understood, we've kind of guided them. And as I said in one of the other videos, a coach is basically a sat nav. You type in the destination and the sat nav will go turn left, turn right, and then you drive along and they, you know, are you okay, what are you doing? Sometimes there's a little bit of contrast, sometimes there's maybe a little bit of stormy weather, but at the end of the day the storms don't last forever. And if we have a storm, it then rains and we then look for the rainbow. And you're going to go, and that's it's a bit too simple. It is, but sometimes you've got to take a step back, breathe and go, I can see through the rain, I know there's going to be a rainbow, I know there's going to be better days ahead. So it's been good for the coaching. Now, the last two bits of the business, well technically they're one because they're transport. Now I've been lucky, I've been out with good friends and clients, people I do a lot of work for up in the haulage world, running up and down the country in one of the brand new Volvos that they've got. So that was quite an eye-opener for me, understanding what's happening in London with the London Vision. And you're going to go, what's all that about? Well, it's the way the government are absolutely penalising the haulage industry. Ka-ching, 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 every time a truck goes into London, delivering the goods, it's ka-ching. Have you got this? Have you got this? It's not just, is it MOT'd and is it roadworthy? It's have it got cameras? Has it got sensors? Has it got this? Has it got that? And of course, that's putting the price up. The other thing that now you might have heard of, which was a bit of scaremongering, but it's something that's certainly come out of London, is that they want trucks to give cyclists the right of way. And you're going to go, oh yeah, no, listen. Cyclists will get right of way. So on a roundabout, a cyclist will take priority. So you're talking about the whole highway code being changed. Everybody in the world who comes to England, understands English rules, English roads, will all go out the window. Not a bit of scaremongering, because I will find one of the magazines and it will be across the front cover. So you're talking of changing the driving test, the theory tests. You're talking about changing the highway code for everybody in the UK to give cyclists full access. Now, having been out in one of these 44-tonne trucks with lights and bells and whistles, the drivers need to be re-educated. I'm getting that, I drive myself. And it's understanding, but I think we've also got to take a understanding that the transport industry is struggling, it's on its knees. It's getting back to where it should be, but it's being penalised the whole time. And when you start looking at the legislation behind the scenes, it's in a difficult state and it's struggling. And I'm lucky I get to work with some amazing companies with some amazing vehicles. And up here in East Anglia, we've got some of the best. And I say that, if you look at some of the True 7, I mentioned that with Jake earlier, one of our sporting athletes. You look at his vehicles and his machines and his father's machines, the True 7 group, phenomenal, leading by example, absolutely another level. A little bit further along you get to Barry Snedman's, good friend of mine, Steve Lumley. He's got some amazing machines, some amazing trucks, and specialises in what he does. Up a little bit further we've got the blue trucks of Chris Ritchie's. They are phenomenal, all lit up, and they spend a lot of time with blue chip companies. So they're making headways, they're actually leading by example, supported by Scania and Volvo, but the industry's changing. So let's take a little step inside the transport world. Us at DKS, we have our own specialist horse transport. Now, we have been incredibly busy. We've got a little venue down in Essex in Braintree that we sponsor and we support. We're in our 5th year of sponsoring. So the horses are backwards and forwards regularly, the vets are going out, and we've done a few recovery jobs to recover horse boxes and horses and owners that have either got lost in the forest or they've got stranded because they've gone out and hurt themselves, so we've gone out and collected horses. But most of our work is with the vets, with the shows, with the cross country, the eventing, the dressage, and we're moving people's yards and we're moving people's horses. So for us, it has been a lovely busy week. I've had a bit of time, as I say, I've managed to play on that big machine, have a go, leveling it out. Not the best, but it will improve. So obviously where I'm based, which is away from the office a little bit for the next couple of months, things are going well. So pop over, have a look at the DKS website. There's some lovely blogs on there that tell you what we do, and I will update it. Well, it should be updated over the weekend with what we're looking for 2021 with some of our athletes. And obviously, if you want a mystery shop or you want to understand us to help you create better solutions for you or your business, get in contact. And obviously, coaching wise, we'd love to hear from you if you're looking to improve, taking you from where you are to where you want to be. Massive lifestyle changes, but we've got some people we bring on with that, and we'll tell you more about that. And obviously the transport, I'm having a massive weekend, enjoying myself, an evening off, so it's good for me. Chill out, time to go and see people and see how we get on. Lots of competitions over the weekend, so take care, enjoy yourself, and we'll speak next week.